Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we are looking at a story that completely shatters the usual doom and gloom narrative about rural decline. We're focusing our lens on a place called Sakaimachi. It is officially Japan's #1 relocation destination for young families. And honestly, once you hear the unbelievable details we have lined up for you today, you're going to understand exactly why families are literally flocking there. So let's jump right in.
I mean, it's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How on earth does a pretty small town of just 24,000 people literally give away brand new houses? We constantly hear about shrinking populations and abandoned homes, but Sakaimachi has somehow completely hacked the system. They are offering these perks that honestly sound made up, but as we're about to see, they are very, very real, and they are changing lives.
So, before we get to the free houses, let's just get our bearings. Nestled right along the river is Sakaimachi. Now, looking at this gorgeous, peaceful green landscape, you'd probably think it's out in the middle of nowhere. But that's the magic here. It's all about proximity. The town sits right on the border of Saitama and Chiba prefectures. And even though it doesn't have a train station, it is highly connected. Because of a local highway interchange and these direct express buses that run 8 times a day, you can be standing at Tokyo Station in just 90 minutes. So you get the fresh air, the space, the peace, but you don't actually sacrifice access to the capital.
All right, let's get into Section 1, the ultimate housing deal. Just take a look at these properties. These are the newly built Ohana Town 2 family homes. We're talking incredibly spacious 3 LDK layouts, which means 3 bedrooms plus your living, dining, and kitchen areas, giving you around 100 square meters of floor space. Plus, they come with 2 parking spots, a covered balcony, eco-friendly windows, you name it. They were designed from the ground up specifically for newlyweds and families raising kids. They look like an absolute dream, right? Well, the financial reality of living in one is somehow even better.
The secret is really all right here in the numbers. If you meet their criteria as a young family or a newlywed couple, your subsidized rent for this beautiful brand new home is just 64,000 yen a month. But here's the actual miracle. You pay 0 yen in property tax. The town itself covers the building's fire insurance. You don't have to stress over mortgages or lease renewal fees. And the absolute kicker. If you live there for 25 years, the town transfers the land and the house to you completely free of charge. You literally just rent your way into free home ownership. It's an unprecedented deal that basically erases the massive financial burden of buying a family home in Japan.
Moving on to Section 2, World-Class Town Perks.
Because let's be real, a free house is great, but you need an actually livable environment around it. Sakaimachi provides these massive cost of living reductions that families get to enjoy every single day. Need a doctor? Medical care is completely free until your child turns 20 years old. School lunches? Free from age 3 all the way through junior high. And how do you get around town? Well, they've deployed these cutting-edge autonomous self-driving buses right on the streets. They connect the schools, the medical facilities, the roadside station, and anyone can hop on and ride them for absolutely free. They're just entirely removing the daily financial friction of raising a family.
And Sakaimachi isn't just functional. The town is visually stunning. Believe it or not, these municipal buildings, local cafes, and facilities were designed by Kengo Kuma. He is one of the most famous architects in the world, literally the guy who designed the Japan National Stadium for the Olympics. The town actively partnered with him to elevate their aesthetic, completely proving that living in a rural area doesn't mean you have to give up world-class design and culture.
Okay, if you have energetic kids or maybe you're a bit of an adrenaline junkie yourself, this next part is gonna blow your mind. Just look at the sheer air this BMX rider is getting. Keep in mind, this isn't Tokyo, this isn't Los Angeles, this is Sakaimachi's urban sports park. They went ahead and built an international standard facility right in their own backyard.
The sheer scale of what they've created here is just staggering. They feature a massive indoor facility, so athletes can train year-round, rain or shine, right alongside these really expansive outdoor ramps and bowls. In fact, they recently hosted an international urban sports tournament here, bringing in nearly 500 competitors from 39 different countries. And the very best part of all this? Local kids growing up in Sakaimachi get to use these Olympic-level BMX, skateboarding, and inline skating parks for free. It is just an unbelievable recreational resource.
All right, Section 3, Elite English Education.
Sakaimachi set a really ambitious goal for themselves. They want every single child in town to be able to speak English. And to make that happen, they aren't just handing out textbooks. They have resident foreign English teachers stationed right there in the classrooms. And they didn't just hire a couple of people.
Every single elementary and junior high school in Sakaimachi has an average of 3 foreign English teachers stationed there. They're creating this incredibly immersive language environment for kids starting from a very young age.
And you know what? The data completely backs this up. Just look at this comparison. This is the pass rate for the ICANN third grade English exam among third-year junior high students. The national average across Japan sits at 27.9%, but in Sakaimachi, it's a staggering 52.2%. They are practically doubling the national average. Oh, and to make sure absolutely no child gets left behind just because of finances, the town actually covers the English exam fees for all the students.
But wait, it seriously gets better. There is an ultimate reward for students who really dedicate themselves to learning. Sakaimachi actually happens to be a sister city with Honolulu, Hawaii. Because of that, the town offers an all-expenses-paid 4-night, 6-day homestay in Hawaii for students who pass their selection process. Just imagine growing up in a small town, learning English from resident foreign teachers every day, and then having your town send you to Hawaii for free to practice it in the real world. That is an educational package you'd normally have to pay an absolute premium for in a massive city.
Which brings us to Section 4, the hometown tax secret.
So, the burning question: how does a small town pay for literally all of this without going completely broke? The engine driving this entire miracle is 9.938 billion yen. That is exactly how much Sakaimachi generated in a single year back in 2023 through Japan's Furusato Nozi, or hometown tax program. Now, for those who might not be familiar, this program allows Japanese taxpayers to redirect their tax money to rural municipalities, and in exchange, they get local gifts. Sakaimachi has absolutely dominated this space, ranking #1 in the entire Kanto region for 7 years in a row.
So how are they dominating this program so consistently? Well, the mayor of Sakaimachi summed it up perfectly with this brilliant philosophy. Don't just sell what you have, make what will sell. You see, most towns just look around at whatever agriculture they happen to already have, throw it in a box and hope for the best. Sakaimachi took a super proactive business approach. They realized that to fund these massive social programs, they couldn't just rely on the status quo. They needed to actively create high-demand products from scratch. You can actually see this philosophy in action. The town spearheaded these new S-Labs, which are newly built local factories. We're talking about an eel processing plant, a local food research center, and this amazing sweet potato processing factory that produces highly sought-after delicacies. By building these factories, they hit 2 birds with 1 stone. They created valuable local jobs, and they manufactured the exact premium products that taxpayers across Japan are eagerly choosing as their hometown tax gifts. It is just a brilliant self-sustaining economic engine.
And finally, Section 5, a model for the future.
Because what Sakaimachi has pulled off here isn't magic. It's a meticulously planned blueprint. Step 1, build those local factories to create highly desirable goods. Step 2, use those premium goods to maximize your hometown tax revenue. They also heavily pursue national subsidies on top of that. The mayor even noted that sometimes half the cost of their new housing developments is covered by the national government, and the rest gets paid off by that subsidized rent. Step 3, take all of that generated revenue and pump it directly back into family-first infrastructure, the free houses, the free healthcare, the elite English education. This loop continuously funds their municipal perks, which obviously drives massive population growth, which in turn brings in even more tax revenue. It's genius.
And the result of all this brilliant planning? An incredibly vibrant, thriving, multi-generational community. Just look at the spectacular Sakaimachi Fireworks Festival over the Tone River, with these massive, happy crowds gathered together. This is absolutely not a dying rural town. This is a place that is vibrant, alive, celebrating its success, and welcoming new families every single month who are just looking for a better, more supported life.
Which leaves us with one final thought. We've seen the free houses, the Olympic-level sports parks, the elite schools, and the brilliant economic engine that pays for it all. If Sakaimachi can completely reverse rural decline using proactive, smart economics, the real question we have to ask is, which town will be bold enough to follow their blueprint next? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I hope this deep dive has left you as inspired by Sakaimachi as I am,